So any tea can technically be aged. The question is though, is the resultant flavor any good, or is it to your taste? We just thought we'd have an open discussion about aged teas, and also whether you think like aged tea is a thing or whether it's just old tea.
One of my favorite teas is aged white tea, both silver needle and shomei. And I think the best tea of my life was an aged shomei cake. A friend just gave me a small sample, and it was just amazing. Like until today, I try to find like a similar shomei cakes, aged as well, but like it doesn't taste the same.
Right.
So I'm a big fan of aged white tea as well.
Okay, yeah, aged white tea. That's a bit like that's kind of a big thing now, especially in China.
Yeah.
Like people do like to kind of make these like kind of white tea cakes and then age them. Some people like them. Some people are a bit like, oh, when you age white tea, like it turns into something different. Like it's not
Medicine.
Yeah, exactly, medicine. It tastes like it actually brings up more of the more of the herbal aromas, and it
tastes like medicine.
Yeah, and it's not like your like the original kind of light floral or slightly grassy aromas that you get with the new white tea. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Like if you get an aged white tea and you're expecting that really fresh like white tea like aroma, then you'll probably be a bit disappointed. But if you go in with a bit of an open mind and you get, you're going to get something a bit different.
I've been really enjoying like aged white tea, and I find it's like the medicinal quality, but it also has this like big syrupy texture, and almost it's like I often find it has this like almost a burnt sugar kind of sensation in the mouth.
I've been drinking a lot of aged Pu'ers as well, and I'm kind of a little bit undecided as to whether I'm enjoying the aged teas more, or I'm sort of swinging back towards like enjoying Pu'er teas that are fresher and not aged.
How old? Like, what's the age of the tea?
I'm talking about like teas that are like 5-6 years old.
Right.
And they still kind of taste fresh, but not as. I'd rather just go back to have like the fresh tea. Like
right.
Yes.
It's kind of like in an awkward kind of stage.
Yeah, it's at an awkward stage.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an adolescent, like a teenager.
Yeah. You gotta give it a few.
What we're all like when we were like 14 and 15.
You gotta give it a few more years for them to mature a little bit, and then they get a little better from there.
Yeah.
So the thing about aged tea is that it is in fact just old tea. Like it's not that it's tea that was made for the specific purpose of being aged. So before aged tea became a thing, it was pretty much just tea that was forgotten or left in storage for too long, only to be discovered later on. And rather than throwing it out, the tea was tasted and it turned out to be something unique, something different. So any tea can technically be aged. The question is though, is the resultant flavor any good, or is it to your taste? And the thing is with like popular aged teas nowadays, like things like white teas and Pu'er teas, don't be tricked into thinking that the older the tea, the better the quality. Okay, it all depends on, like it does depend a lot on the base material and whether or not that initial tea was any good or not. So if we started off with poor quality, tea leaves at the beginning, aging is not going to necessarily make it any better. It might improve it a little bit, but it's not going to make bad tea into good tea. And when we're talking about aged teas as well, we're also talking about the storage. So not only are you looking at whether those initial tea leaves, whether they were any good, like whether they were good quality or not, you're also looking at whether they were stored correctly or not in order for the flavors to properly develop. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into, I guess, what makes a great aged tea, and hopefully we'll be able to dive into that a little bit further in a future video. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment below and let us know. Are you guys fans of aged teas of any type, or do you think it's simply old tea that's past its use by date and has gone stale? Let us know, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.